Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Seas. Today, I think I've decided we're going to go have a look at Pigmote Isle, kick that off. That's probably going to take the entire episode, but you never know. I sure hope there wasn't anything I was supposed to be doing here in London at the start of this episode, because obviously I missed a week and I can't remember what I was doing. Do I need to repair my ship? Should I repair my ship? I'm sure it's fine. We're only going to Pigmote Isle. Do I need fuel? No, not really. Oh, let's go. Pigmote Isle is literally down here. Now, from what I remember, it's a war between the rats and the guinea pigs for control of Pigmote Isle. And then there's something else on top of it. It's been such a long time that I've been putting off doing Pigmote Isle that I don't really remember what was going on. So I figure we'll do it again. I'll read through it all again. I'll make the decisions again, and hopefully, if I had any good luck the first time round, we will repeat that good luck the second time round. Or it'll all go horribly wrong. I think we'll be okay. I hope. Well, there's Crab Cake Island. I do love Crab Cake Island. It would be funny if Pigmote Isle isn't reset and I just need to carry on with it. I can't remember. I swear I looked at one point and I was like, oh, it's back at the beginning again, but a long time ago. Maybe I just misunderstood what was going on. All clear. We don't need to fight the jelly fleur. Let's have a dock here. Two houses, both alike in dignity, on a lonely desert beach. There is no habitation in sight, no market, only an old, rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp, black earth, from which sprout stunted palms? No, not quite. Tall, fungal growths with fond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Well, let's disembark and see what awaits us. Our progress of a nation is nothing. As you step onto the quay, you hear clamour, shouts and shooting. You can see, off in the distance, smoke rising from behind the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. The following is an extract from the popular diary of a sea captain from fallen London to Irem, and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island, and subsequently serialised in the Unexpurged Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. Oh, is this my previous captain? If so, interesting. The tale of Pigmote Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded, tooth and claw. Chapter 1. The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Ratus Faber wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig wearing a helmet and a breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the High Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. "Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, 2nd Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and some fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The rat stepped back, at precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of a long habit. The guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. "Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Caviar. I am Lady Augusta Devereux? These bloody names. Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches. Schneschel to our King Gracenor, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. The two remarkable rodents sat, squatted, both seeking support. I knew I had to choose carefully. So we can speak to the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave-cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. Or I can speak to the Schnetzl. How did an armoured guinea pig manage to look regal? Oh, I'd heard more than enough, but let's speak to the chief engineer. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London. It's cats and snuffers. It rat skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came here with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. Chief engineer nodded toward the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Kavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist them to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? Let me guess, the Schnetzl is going to have a similar story from what I remember. The Schnetzl cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. Graysnor, the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months has sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls to be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories and their fall, when our lady's eye restored be to our hall. Schnetzl composed herself and added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat. But the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? I cannot remember who I sided with last time, but this time round I am definitely more interested in the rats. Can I broker a peace between both of them? Let's try that. But we would have 3 options, but I think I am just going to attempt to broker peace. We can either side with the chief engineer. He seemed grumpy, but honest. Also, I knew all too well that what rat-made weapons can do. Indeed, rat-made weapons? Very good. I favoured the Schnetzl. Was it her charm, or a fondness for London's rat-skin coats that swayed me? Perhaps a little of both. At any rate, I was keen to find out more about their civilization. Let's attempt to broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than their differences. Perhaps I could help them get along. Words help them reach an agreement. Good lord. The chief engineer and the Schnetzl shared a look, then regarded me with scornful amusement. Yes, smirked the chief engineer, you're obviously much cleverer than us. Oh much, murmured the Schnetzl. You clearly know us much better than we know ourselves. Apparently, idealism would not help here. Bugger. Okay, so we're not allowed to do that. So let's side with the rats. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The Schnetzl hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. You've made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around. We gained 1 fuel and 1 supplies, and we've changed our memoirs. Ooh, blimey. I remember why why I was putting this off. It's basically an exceptional story from Fallen London. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we will come upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London's flats, perhaps only 50 Rattus Faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. You see, we had rats in our house in Fallen London. There was a lot of rats. There was a lot of rats, like hundreds. This is a very small contingent of Rattus Faber. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chicken wood, about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks where a servant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. "Welcome to Marinia," says the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. "It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the War Council." With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. Well, let's start at the top. Let's visit the rats' barracks. The drill sergeant appeared to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around here really all she had to launch an attack? I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. "There's more of us below ground," she explained. "Not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make them with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools and the fur on our backs. We can fish and we can nibble the chicken woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the Rat Star," he added thoughtfully after a moment. "Of course, we want that too." Okay, well, let's take a closer look at this Rat Star that they like so much. An excitable looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Blue as a sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. "It's not a star, of course. Not really. But try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince him. Says this is better for morale. But just look at it. Look!" She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintillact, but unlike any I'd seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its colour was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. "Those of us who've been to the cavy side of the island and lived to tell of it say that there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island's centre, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up from the walls of it. And nothing that glows, save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. Okay, let's head down to the beach. You ever heard of a rat mending a net? An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking daintily and a little shy. Chicken would float, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things. Lined fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the rat star. He beamed. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. Uh-oh. So that's code for don't steal it, right? Because I kind of want it. I finished my exploration. The bells of the War Council rang. I summoned. Chief Engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. So you're going to help us beat the cavies, he said, a hard edge to his voice. But how exactly? Right, so we have 3 options. I can offer my strategic assistance. We engineered a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the cavies' ship and turn the tide of the war in their favour. That would use our veils. I determined to take the lead. I had a ship. I had cannons. We would steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. Well, we're probably going to do that because irons. I had nothing to offer but my advice. The king took it in desperation, if not gratitude. Right, let's go shoot some cavies. The rats gave me what information they possessed about the cavies settlement, but I still had to improvise a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favoured us. Our cannons letting fly a volley of shot onto the beach before the cavies could scramble onto their grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air. The enemy fled. A damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but I had honoured my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of scintillact ringing the beach to harvest as spoils. Oh, we gained 3 scintillact for that. Gained might. And spirits? I'm not sure what's better there. We also got a pail of parabola linen. Interesting. The house of Cavi had fallen. Marinia was triumphant. All that remains were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into the night. Then, okay, we have another option here. I invited one of the Rattas Faber to join us. After all, what's a ship without a few rats? And that would give us the albino tinkerer. I can intercede on behalf of the cavies. They were crushed, defeated, and I could see their spirits broken without the light of the rat star to guide them. They needed an advocate. Or we can go the way Dark Z beckoned. We had eaten our fill, and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. Let's take the Rattas Faber. The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly, and I'd like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up some effects and said goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. Did I make it worse here by taking someone away? I hope not. I don't know what interceding on behalf of the cavies does. Should we try it? I appealed to the chief engineer's moral fortitude and sense of fair play. Perhaps the cavies suffered the loss of the light from the centre of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. Chief Engineer looked troubled, shook his head. "We fought one battle, Captain," he said gravely. "We fought hundreds against them. They're monsters, pure and simple, and the sooner we're rid of them, the better." Rid of them? I saw, by the light of the scintillact, a dozen rats using the steam pinnace's supplies to build something that looked remarkably like a sausage machine. Oh dear. Oh dear. The wide, dark sea beckoned. We had eaten our fill of guinea pig sausages, and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. Okay, a new nation has been founded. There, you finish your diary entry, and the final dregs of the rats, surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of their new republic. Can we do anything here? Ah, here we go. Hail, Marinia. The Neath's most adorable nation scurries around your legs. Scintillact harvesters drag heavy bags of the island's bounty to their silos. Industrious rodents work hard on towering edifices, some of them almost neck high. London will never believe a bloody word of this. Oh, should we start at the top and help Marinia resolve a dilemma? An aide runs over. "Hairless advisor, you return to us. Praise the tide. We need your wisdom once again." Oh, I don't have something awaits me. I guess I can leave and come back. We can request repairs. Pretty expensive. We can steal the rats now. 14% chance. Oh, boo. Oh, so I need to have might high in order to steal the star, apparently. But let's leave and come back when we've got something awaits us at port. Let's do a quick lap of the island. Never know, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get some music. I doubt it. Come on. Oh, I could kill the crab, I suppose. I didn't really solve anything, so... Got anything better to be doing right now. Come on, something awaits. Oh, bugger. Come on, something awaits. Any second now. Let's do another lap. I know we fed the crew. That's something, I suppose. Oh, this is the height of entertainment right here. I have to leave the area? I don't think so. I think I just have to be not at a place. There it is. Wonderful. The waits us at port. And we only use like 2 fuel. Good lord. People on the island, the rats on the island just going, what is that hairless advisor doing? Just doing donuts around the, I suppose technically it's not donuts, doing laps around the island. Like, look, I had to wait for some time to pass. Let's help them solve a dilemma. The aide takes you to the coast, where the huts still smoulder from the last pirate attack. Those beastly raiders keep coming for our precious scintillact, it squeaks, shaking a paw in impotent fury rage, or furry rage. How can we protect our shores, hairless advisor? Advise an attack on their stronghold. The pirates must learn that Marinia will not fall, or we can suggest they raise conscription. It'll be unpopular, but safety must come first. We'll recommend that they accept loss. The scintillact harvesters will have to work harder to make up for the shortfall. I have a feeling this is going to swap spirit for might. I don't know why. I feel spirit is more important. Because might is... unless I have to balance them? I'm guessing if I do this, they'll just lose the civilization. Can we just flip the coin and see what happens? Oh my god, we succeeded. The raiding party returns bearing treasure, and the lead pirates head. Their successor will think twice before launching another attack. Good lord. We succeeded in Pigmote Isle Might Challenge. We gained 1 might. You have resolved the dilemma, for better or worse. You gained 50 fragments. Blimey. I want to increase... Oh, no, that's just increasing civilization. I wonder how that works. I wonder what's in the Cavi Ghetto. Marini has not been kind to its enemies. The survivors of the war have been sent to the swamp, where they ponder their failure. Rat guards patrol from atop a spiked wall, passing the time by pelting the mud-slicked guinea pigs. Sharp rocks. Ah. I want this. I want union. Does that mean I need to... Ooh. At least I think I want a union. Here, I could also assist in a Cavi revolution, but let's start from the top here. We can smuggle food into the ghetto. The Cavis had little to offer except their gratitude. It's going to cost us 2 supplies. We can attempt to broker a union, but our spirit's too low. We need to raise our spirit before we do that. And assist the Cavi revolution. Give us your cunning. We will help you steal the lady's eye. The loss will crush their resolve. So this guarantees you the rat star, but will cost 5 veils, and I'm guessing it's a one-time thing. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm going to go with union, I think. Smuggle food into the ghetto. The regular gate guards do not dare search the hairless advisor. A few careful lies get you and your supplies through without incident. The starving Cavies have little to repay your kindness, but offer what little they manage to keep from their ship. Oh, we got a cache of curiosities. An intriguingly lumpy sack. It's probably not a sack full of skulls. Oh, it's some dark drop coffee beans. I can use those in the garnet. We could run the boilers on this stuff, your second engineer remarks. If and we run out of coke, he sees your expression, and hastens to add. We couldn't, please. Don't put the coffee in the firebox, Captain. It'd be a shocking waste. I guess I'd need to wait for another time, another lap around to do more of the Pigmote Isle, but we are coming up to the end of the episode, so I think I will leave it here, but I may do a couple of laps around Pigmote, see if we can advance this in the next episode. Try and increase the civilization, maybe try and increase the spirit, maybe unify these people. It seems like a much better idea than them fighting each other. Let's put it that way. So, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.